Bye-bye, Clarke. Welcome back to Fog Football. Should Stevie Clarke be sacked? Yes.
Sack or no sack, deal or no deal, qualify or not qualify. Well, with Steve Clarke in charge, I don't think we'll be qualifying for the knockout stages of any tournament. It was embarrassing, man. That is 6 competitive games at the Euros, 2 draws, 4 defeats, and a handful of goals, and only like one of them was legit scored by a Scottish player. It's a joke.
It doesn't feel any better the day after. It feels worse, right? See, seeing TikToks, Twitter videos of just pundits and like podcasters ripping the piss out of how bad we are. And you know what? You or me, we can't even sit here and be like, no, they're lying. They're rubbing it. We are the worst team at that tournament.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't look. It is that way. For a guy that says I think, I fucking know.
It would be hard to make an argument that we weren't the worst team. Like it would be tough.
Aye, which shouldn't be the case because it's not the worst team on paper. But you know, Steve Clarke, he's hugging Robbo. He's saying he's sad. He's calling out the Argentinian refs. How about you look in the mirror and just point at you? Make it about me, damn it! It's all Steve Clarke's fault, man.
Steve Clarke says the referee didn't understand the language. Well, I don't think Steve Clarke understood the ambition or the tactics or what we were aiming to do at this Euros, because, I mean, the guy turned up and played, as you like to call it, terrorist football. And
I don't think he understands the concept of being able to have a drink without actually being an alcoholic beverage.
Being a terrorist is never a good thing.
And his football is never a good thing. I mean, his football is horrendous, man. I mean, we've actually got good players. I know there's the talk of width, right? But you know what? Seeing that squad, there was enough players in that squad to actually make width work. And he showed no intent. He stuck with the same shite. See, apart from suspensions, right? And injuries, he stuck with the exact same team for 3 games.
Changed nothing. Changed absolutely nothing. How embarrassing is that? Very embarrassing, to be honest.
The only change he made outside of that was actually bringing in Gilmore for Christie. But what am I supposed to bow down to him?
But
give him a bottle of bucket?
That was in the plan. It's not like he changed it because of something that happened.
Yeah, he said
that was his game plan, because he knew that we weren't going to have that much possession, so therefore he thought it was better to sacrifice Gilmore for Christie in the opening game. It's not like he changed it due to tactics or trying to adapt. Anyway, let's not change the subject here. We're asking, should Steve Clarke be sacked as Scotland manager? Now, we could hype up or, bring down everything that he's done at this Euros and as Scotland manager, but we've already spoke a lot about this Euros, so let's not talk about that anymore. Steve Clarke, look, decent record, I think, as Scotland manager. I know you don't think so. You won't seem to give him any credit. He's done a good job. He's got us to 2 major tournaments, but I think his time is up. He hasn't impressed in either one, and the last tournament wasn't great, and we thought we were going to get better this time, and we actually got worse. And I think we were way worse, to be honest. Yeah, no, I think this tournament was way worse than the last one.
No, it was. Looking at it on paper, it looks the same. You see a draw, a piece, but the reality is awful football. And I just see no hope for the future, man. It's 1 win out of 13. 6 Nation League games coming up in League A. I think it's going to be 1 win out of 19. Sorry to be pessimistic about it, but that's just the reality I'm looking at. And I just don't think he's the guy to take us forward. You know what you say? I don't give him credit. Got us to 2 tournaments in my lifetime. Here. That's great. That's fantastic. But when push came to shove, his arse collapsed more often than not.
Well, you should be used to that being a Rangers fan, shouldn't you? So should you not sympathise a wee bit with him?
He said, bye-bye, Rangers.
And now you're saying bye-bye, Clarke.
That's exactly it, right?
Right, let's get into the comments.
What comes around goes around. You minibar drinking great guy.
Dafty. Right, let's go. Have an Opinion says no, he should resign. Gary All says Scotland needs and deserves an attacking style manager. Steve has proven he is not a right fit. He gave us some great memories, but tonight was the pinnacle of how far he can take Scotland. Yeah, he can't. I don't think he can. I mean, can he get Scotland into the knockout? I mean, why not? We've got the players to, but he's had 2 attempts now. I mean, you could argue we've been 1 minute away this tournament from getting in. I mean, we're a Callum McGregor attempt at goal away for qualifying, but even if we did qualify, it was fucking it would have been a lackluster way to do it.
I'm sick of talking about Clarke, but that's the whole purpose of this video, and there will be no other fed about Clarke when it comes to this topic, but he came out and said earlier that scoring goals did not cost us in this tournament. What is he smoking? We scored 2 goals. 1 goal did not matter against Germany, right? And it wasn't a goal created. And the McTominay goal, man, it was being comfortably catched by Sommer without the deflection. So what's he on about?
Yeah, without big slices of luck, we would have scored no goals. How can this guy say lack of goals didn't cost us?
Of course it did.
If we'd have scored more goals, we'd have won fucking... we'd have beat Switzerland, Hungary. I mean, come on.
And he's talking about progress. Oh, we scored 1 more goal than the game.
I mean, should he be proud of that? Oh, we only scored 1 in the last one, but we scored 2. That's pish. Like, would that not be like bloody a manager coming out, well, you know what, last time we played them we lost 4-0, this time we only lost 3-0. That's a shite mentality to have, man.
It's a shite mentality to have, and he's digging his own grave there. Right, AR. Pathetic tactics from Clarke, the manic depressive. A must-win game. Yeah, he plays the Shea. I can't score Adams up front in the zone. We deserve nothing tonight, I agree.
Yeah, Shankland should have been on for the beginning.
Right, you go ahead and hit that one.
Faddy says, is this James McFadden here? Clarke did well in qualifying campaigns, but once we're there to defend the finals, he seems to lose the plot badly. His tactics in this tournament were about as proactive as a dead duck and as flexible as an iron rod.
Flexible.
Euro 20, so I said flexible.
Yeah, no, I was being sarcastic saying that an iron rod's flexible.
Alright. Euro 20, clueless and negative in the first game. Second game, he smartens up a bit and players show some fight. Third game, clueless and negative. Euro 2024, exact same pattern. I mean, I watched the highlights the other day there, that game against Czech Republic. I don't know how we didn't win. I mean, this isn't me trying to defend them, but, I mean, we fucking should have scored. I don't know how we didn't.
Yeah, we should. I'm a fair guy. Like, I mean, I think Davy Marshall fucked us on the day.
See when Modric turns up, is there any harm in losing to Croatia? And he was good that day, like.
Modric. No, I agree. Needed someone likeable for a start. Also need a manager with an attacking style football. Here, I think he's the most dull, boring, uninspiring bastard of all time.
His interviews sum up his style of football. Like,
see when it's 0-0 at half time, I just can't imagine what he's saying to the players at half time.
Probably says, guys, we're in this, keep it tight, and if we can steal a goal, we might win.
I'll give you a sip of my last beer in the minibar if you get it over the line.
Right, well, let's go.
That's plenty. Right, I honestly think he has enough credit in the bank not to be sacked. All right, Kev. Reel it in. That's too...
You reel this comment in.
Sack, no resign, might be for the best. Shite job, but he's got to go. All right? He can talk about McGinn, McTominay and Robertson. I think McGinn and Robertson have been stinking.
You're not going to read this comment?
I'm not going to read the entire comment. I don't have time to read the entire... I'm sorry, Kev.
Just get it done.
No, you get it done. You go. You're adamant that it has to get read out. I'm not.
Honestly, I think he has enough credit in the bank not to be sacked. All in all, he's done a good job. Having said that, I do wonder if resigning might be the best for all concerned. We built relative success under him on a solid defence and team spirit and ethic, but the tournament shows that it isn't enough, especially if we don't turn up against a la Germany. However, we often look ponderous and lack any real threat going forward outside of 1 or 2 individuals grabbing the game by the balls, which again, this tournament showed us up as good teams know how to shut talisman down. Let's face it, McGinn, McTominay and Robertson maybe had moments, but overall were largely anonymous and ineffective over the 3 games. We've often won ugly and in unconvincing fashion, even in games where we've come out and the scoreline was relatively comfortable. Cyprus 3-0 springs immediately to mind. Issue is, I don't think he can improve our attacking game, as he's not that sort of manager and very old school tactics wise. He's also got his favourites and reluctant to rotate the squad to maybe bring fresh impetus through simple change of personnel. I accept he's brought some players into the fold, etc. Hickey Gilmore has limited options attack-wise, further not helped by injuries, and has managed to put some square pegs in round holes to the benefit of the team, etc. McTominay, Tierney, but he also sticks to what he knows too often. Even if it isn't working, Shankland not getting more minutes is a case and point. Therefore, an argument to be made that he's taken us as far as he can. Maybe if he lets someone else take over with fresh ideas that he can build and work on the work he's already done. Keep the defensive solidity, but come up with a plan for us middle to front that doesn't rely too heavily on individuals. We can clearly have no cohesive and effective plan B when we need a goal, which Hungary showed we were all over the place. If he resigns now, he'd be going out on a high. Sure, going out at the group stage is a low in the here and now, but the bigger picture is he'd be leaving after leading us at the group stages of the Euros, and second he got us to. That's better than resigning or being sacked because a qualification campaign goes tits up, which I can see if there's no fresh players, or ideas for sorting our attacking game. TLDR, sack, no resign, might be for the best. I think that's a fair comment, by the way, and I'm glad I took the time to read that. I think that Steve Clarke, if he leaves now, he will go out in a high, and that might be better than, you know, a bad World Cup qualification where maybe we're already eliminated with 2 or 3 games to go, and then you've just got, you know, the majority of the fans calling for the guy's head. So maybe it's best to resign now and be remembered for the guy that took us to 2 Euros, rather than be remembered for the guy that, you know, failed miserably in qualifying for the World Cup and got hounded at the.
Well, that's
the
exactly what will happen if he stays, right? I get that. Yeah, I think it makes total sense for him to resign rather than sack him. I'd rather that happen, all right? But a lot of talk that he knew this was going to be his last game. Let's say he had the intention to resign if we didn't go through to the knockouts, or the plan, no matter what, was to leave after this tournament. What a pathetic way to go out. With a whimper. Not stubborn to the end. Going down with the ship.
You know, we lost anyway, so with hindsight, we should have just went for it.
Yeah.
With any sight, we should have just went for it. 20,000.
We have to accept the facts. We're
That's
shite,
right,
says Ozzy. Ricky Cassidy, 100% his tactics are shite. Should have played Shankland for the first game, trying to play that Kilmarnock style. Davy Moyes should get it. Right, Ralston was never going to fit the right wing back role. Should have played a back 4 and set the team up more positively. Shankland was player of the season plus top goal scorer, only played 30 minutes over 3 games. Setting up an international team as if it was Kilmarnock was a disgrace. I agree. I don't want to bash Ralston too much, right? Because at the end of the day, that's Clarke's fault, which you are alluding to.
Is it really Clarke's fault? How he can't help it if Patterson and
no, he can, because he doesn't
got
even play
injured?
Ralston. He can change the fucking team. He can play Tierney at right back. He can play 4 at the back.
If it was that simple, I'm sure he'd have done it.
Why didn't he start? Well, hold on, right? What other national team has got a striker up front with 30 odd goals, 40 goal contributions, and doesn't start him?
Most people would agree, not me, but most people would agree that Ralston is our 3rd best right back. So therefore, if the first 2 best are out injured, I really don't see how we can blame Steve Clarke for playing Ralston. As fucking mediocre as Ralston is. Well, it just makes you're making no sense.
No, I'm no.
No, you're not.
Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney's got to play right wing back. Because you know what? I'd rather play Kieran Tierney at right wing back and sacrifice the centre back. I mean, we saw McKenna come in against Hungary, and did we suffer offensively from it? I wouldn't say we did, because it's not like Tierney was brilliant in the first 2 games.
Oh, come on. Anytime McKenna tried to get forward, man, he fucking wasted it. To try and say it doesn't make a difference whether we play Tierney or McKenna, come on.
Oh, why? Because I forgot we created bucket loads of chances against Germany and fucking Switzerland. We were shite across the 3 games.
The Germany game's not Tierney's fault, and nah, man.
If Tierney plays right wing back against Switzerland, we win 1-0 because Ralston fucks the goal.
You know what? Ralston did fuck the goal, but anyone could have made that pass. No,
I agree, but
it just happened to be the shiniest player on the pitch. But no, but I think anybody could have played that pass. I think Robertson could have done. Or do you think that's beyond Robertson? Robertson doesn't do that.
No, I don't think it's beyond Robertson. He lost the ball in dangerous positions, fucking about every 5 minutes.
I think it's just a coincidence that it happened to be the shite Ralston that done that.
Yeah, but he did it. We can't change it. I agree. Anyone could do it.
Yeah, I would actually argue that after that mistake, Ralston finished the tournament. Well, I'm not going to say strong, but
he wasn't the worst guy at the tournament.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. George Moffat says how Forrest got 0 game time is fucking bizarre, and I'm a Rangers fan. Yeah, Forrest, great end to the season for Celtic. Didn't even get a minute for Scotland, especially in the dying moments there, you know, in that game. But you know, look at the Switzerland game, man. I mean, he waits to 4 minutes to go to bring on Shankland and fucking Christie, just refusing to change anything.
No, but I said earlier, right? It's like you knew the game was going to be stretched at the end. I mean, I'm sorry. See, when you need somebody at the back to actually hold any sort of structure together, would you not rather like a Ryan Jack in there over a Kenny McLean? What was
like anytime
Kenny McLean was just I don't get it. He was just fucking running about like a headless chicken.
I think Ryan Jack used to play right back for Aberdeen.
No,
let me know if I'm making that up. I think I'm pretty sure he played a few games at right back for Aberdeen.
Regardless if he did, I think he did, right? But I just think Ryan Jack is a guy at the back defensively when you need to rely on somebody at the back who can do the midfield role, but defensively as well. He is much more suited to that than Kenny McLean. But Steve Clarke's got his favourites, and that's what happened. He got you there, says Kevin Mole. Jack Jones says, absolutely. When we were humped 5-1 the first game, he should change the lineup. Shankland Forrest sitting on the bench. Absolutely ridiculous. There was no urgency to get the ball at the park. Saunter. Oops, too late. It was too late. You know, the guy could have went for it against Switzerland.
Fucking Graham Shinnie, get him in.
I just...
Get him at right back.
No, but you're complaining, right?
Stephen Kingsley, give him a chance.
No, but you're complaining, right, that I'm saying...
Tell you what, he could whip a better ball in the end of the set piece.
Aye, brilliant. Hearts are shite, right? But my point about Steve Clarke is, could he not have switched the 5 at the back to a 4-2-3-1 during the game? Is he incapable of that? See, instead of going for terrorist football to everybody up front with one guy at the back, i.e. Kenny McLean, see for like the last 20 minutes against Hungary, could he not have just switched it to a 4-2-3-1?
I could have.
And added width. Because look what happened when we added width. Shankland created chances.
Coulda, woulda, didn't.
Coulda, woulda, didn't. No, I can't forgive the guy. See, seeing the abuse that we're getting, and rightfully so, how bad we played like Andorra at this tournament, man. And we played like Andorra in the build-up.
What's annoying is we're going to have to wait a minimum 2 years to put this right, because even if we, say the World Cup qualification, right, even if we smoke it, no one really pays attention. No, I mean, it doesn't really, like you said, it's all about getting there. How you get there doesn't really matter. See if you get there with 10 wins out of 10, or you get there with like fucking 5 wins, a draw and 4 defeats, it doesn't really matter. No one really remembers that. They all remember what you do when you get to the tournament.
How many times have England won 10 out of 10? The other top nationalities. Do you think they give a fuck when they crash out in the quarters?
Oh, England beat Andorra 5-0. We're going to win the World Cup. Get there pumped by all these wee shite teams. So, yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
Time to move on in progress. Playing back 5 in a must-win game. He should have been sacked at kick-off. Here, I wanted 4 at the back like anybody else, but you know what? I can see why he played 5. But you've got to be proactive. You've got to change things. And he didn't. See, when we've played 45 minutes of football, right, at half-time, without getting a shot on target or creating anything, how the fuck does that not warrant a change, by the way? I need to know. But we need to go down to this comment. Oscar, he says, if Shankland played in an Old Firm jersey, he would have played every game. 32 goals this season, scoring against every big team in Scotland. Scored the equaliser in Georgia. Deemed not good enough by Clarke. To start a game, he had the win. Absolutely pathetic. I agree, right? And there's a lot of people from the Celtic end who just hate on Shankland because he's a Rangers man, he plays for Hearts, and he's never really going to join Celtic, and he scores a lot of goals against them. Shankland is the best striker we've got. He's the most natural goal scorer. If he played for the Old Firm, I genuinely believe he would have started, or he would have way more minutes.
It's crazy how much better Shankland is than Shea Adams, yet he couldn't get a fucking sniff at a start.
No, it is.
You know, it's not even like he went with Adams and then he went, oh, you know what, I'll give Shank, I should have. He didn't even learn from his mistakes. He started Adams off 3 games. And you know what, maybe the Germany game you could go, you couldn't really judge Adams. He done nothing and that's what, he ran a bit. What did he fucking do? He ran a bit. Well, he runs. Does he put the ball in the back of the net? Does he create chances? Does he hold up the ball? Does he bring all the players into play? He doesn't do none of that.
He made 2 massive mistakes against Hungary because Szoboszlai is a great set-piece specialist.
Kept giving them fucking free kicks in the edge of the box. You're like, what are you doing?
No, but see these people, it wouldn't have changed anything if Shankland started. Then what would have been the harm if he started then? By their logic, if the worst-case scenario was he wouldn't have changed anything.
Players change games. They say, how can you say it wouldn't change anything?
No, I know.
Look how look how good Shankland was when he came on, even though he was forced out in a wide right
No, it
position.
baffles me. Adams is known as the guy with pace, and he closes people down, and he's got the energy, and he's got the tracking down. And yet, across 3 games, didn't show any of that. Shankland came on.
Yeah, if that's the case, why?
Behind?
If that's the case, why is he playing 90 minutes against Switzerland? Surely, if he's doing all this running and all this pressing and all this chasing down, he shouldn't be making the 90th minute.
Yo, forget about Shankland. Well, no, people are
No,
right.
but-
Where's Forrest? Where's Conway?
See if he done that. See if he started Adams and that was his game plan, and then by the 65th minute or whatever, or let's say 70th minute, he makes a change and bring on Shank. You'd be like, fair enough then. He started Adams. Adams runs himself into the ground, and then with 20 minutes to go, bring on a fresh Shankland. But that Switzerland game, he brought him on with fucking the 90th minute. What a joke.
And know what I find fucking...
And you know what? It's not like he knew we were getting 4 minutes, and he planned on bringing... For all Steve Clarke knows, they could have stuck 1 minute up.
He started him against Gibraltar and Finland. He got the goal against Finland. Yeah, Adams got a goal against Gibraltar as well, but it's like... See for Shankland to get like a 6 for the minutes Adams got, man. It's on him. It's on him. John Fito says yes because he's so negative.
Sounds like
and
a
boring.
Sopranos name or something.
That's Big John. Down from kickoff, he couldn't pick his nose. Absolutely outrageous tactics. A must-win game. You must have thought he would have learned his lessons with the Jerry's. Obviously, not too late now. It is too late now, and that's the worst thing about it. He just didn't learn his lessons. Stubborn to the end.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
I mean, it took that Hungary player getting stretchered off for him to actually even bother making substitutions, man. Disgrace. I just don't get it. But we knew it would happen.
But when you look at the gate, I mean, Hungary and Switzerland were making substitutes before we were. And lots of them. Yeah, we were just sitting there doing nothing.
I actually think the Switzerland one's the worst. Bringing him and Christie on with a couple of minutes to go. Just so it didn't disrupt the defensive nature of the game.
It's almost like he's doing it for badness. I mean, what is the point?
No,
I think he's brought him on with 4 minutes so he doesn't have time to score and he can't prove him wrong.
That could be it. But see, Shankland's the best goal scorer this country's seen since Boyd.
Oh, Boyd, aye.
But Boyd never really got the chance in the national team. No, but yeah, you're talking about, but then Shankland's not really getting the chance. But at least when Boyd wasn't really getting the chance, you've got Miller in there.
McFadden and stuff.
Yeah, no, what see if Shea Adams, right, played for Hearts, even though Shankland plays for Hearts.
I doubt he'd get called up.
No, I don't. And it's scary to think what would have happened if Lyndon Dykes didn't get injured.
Yeah, I think Shankland would have probably came on instead of Lewis Morgan. I reckon Shankland would not have featured against Germany or Switzerland, and he'd have probably got the 11 minutes Lewis Morgan got.
Why did he give him, 70 minutes, though? I think he gave him the full game against Finland. Why did he start him in both the warm-up games?
And give him number 9? Now, to be fair, I think he gave Adams 11, didn't he?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, fuck it, I don't get it, man.
See that last game? Should you know what? Could you know about Adams and Shankland? Be adventurous and fucking go for it. Show a set.
Yeah, propaganda says, I don't see any reason to play Shea Adams. I agree. Jim Brown says, time to move on. Yes, he got us there, but the performances were an embarrassment. There's no point.
I mean, he got us there, but he also sent us home.
That's true. I've got a lot of gratitude to Steve Clarke for getting us the Euros twice in the rounds. No one should overlook that, but as far as he can take us, the team are ready to kick on with a more progressive, attack-minded manager. I agree. You know what? Because see the next manager, he probably won't play 5 at the back with Tierney left centre-back. They'll need to change it.
I hope the next manager plays a back 4 and just plays Tierney at right back.
Or
now, what I would argue
no, he doesn't need to do that with Hickey.
I think when you get Hickey back, then maybe even Robertson goes left mid.
Yeah. Could Patterson or Hickey no play right mid, and then the other left back can play left mid if you're that worried about width? No, but no, that actually pisses me off. We play 5 at the back even when we take on Gibraltar.
Yeah, you think, like, see those Gibraltar Finland games? Maybe we should have experimented with a different formation.
But you just know you wouldn't. Kenny says he shouldn't be sacked by Rick and he'll step down. Bye bye, Steve Clarke. Robert Lang says.
Well, that's what we mean. See, when we say should he be sacked, I don't think we necessarily mean that the SFA tell him get the fuck out. I think what we mean is, should he just not be there for the next, like, the start of the World Cup? Should he be gone? That's what we're saying. We're not necessarily saying that he deserves to be humiliated and sacked, but I do think that he should walk away.
No, you say that we've been humiliated as fans. The nation's been fucking humiliated. It's like we won our place by a lucky dip. You wouldn't see the other 23 teams. Do you think Spain watching our games like how did we almost lose twice to them?
Oh, we actually did lose one.
Mental. Robert Lang says Stevie Clarke uses a static plan in a dynamic environment. He's way out his depth. Ian King, he has to go. Far too negative. Why wasn't Shankland playing from the beginning? Chris Robin 9807. Davy Moyes for manager 100%. I had somebody earlier right on my live stream say this is what they said about Shankland, saying Shankland was a dud for Aberdeen and Morton. That's why he wasn't starting.
Oh, he was a dud like 8 years ago. So let's fucking. I mean,
no, but what is that logic? Andy Robertson used to play for Queen's Park, cleaning the fucking toilets at Hampden. Should he not start?
I know. Yes.
I'm sure I bet you some of these players have worked in fast food at one point in their life. Does that mean they're not allowed to?
Maybe that's where Steve Clarke's going to end up, eh? McDonald's.
No, that logic baffles me, man. It's like look at Jamie Vardy, absolute pish. Till he hit about 28. One less to the Premier League. Pathetic. No, but there's so many players like that that don't peak to like a later age.
Yeah,
even Mahrez the same at Leicester.
I mean, you could argue England would be playing better right now with Jamie Vardy.
Aye. Davy Moyes for manager 100%. Clarke is as dull as a Celtic fan's bathwater. Thanks, but time to go. I reckon he'll fit in well for the SNP. They brought down Scotland too. And the final comment, his time has come. My time is up. Your time is not. Bow, bow, bow. Steve Clarke. Goodbye. Bye-bye, Clarke.